I spent 100 days recently collecting valuable items scattered around Skyrim and adding them to my displays and storage containers. And now, I'm back for round 2. The link to the first part is in the description if you want to catch up. I wanted to start out strong, getting the Daedric artifacts collected. Just have to deal with this dragon first. It's been about 6 weeks since day 100, and I feel like I'm trying to draw with my left hand right now. I'm all over the place trying to remember the controls. Like when you pass the console controller to your non-gamer granddad and he spends 5 minutes trying to find the B button. Oh, I got him. First try. I'd been collecting every single dragon scale and bone I can get my hands on too. So not a bad encounter. Like I said, I want to start off strong getting the Daedric artifacts I'd not gotten yet. First on my list is the Ebony Blade, located at Whiterun's Dragon Reach. You get the quest called the Whispering Door by chatting to the innkeeper at the Bannered Mare about rumors she'd heard, and following through with asking the Jarl about his strange children. This little monster, specifically.
So, the disgusting pig sent you to bother me. One day, I'll tear his face apart so he can leave me alone.
It's a really easy artifact to get. You literally just talk to this door you'd been mingling with. A whispering lady seems to be on the other side. Stole the keys from the Jarl's pockets right in front of his face and went to investigate. Nobody was in here. Just the Ebony Blade that belongs to the Daedric Prince Mafala. The weapon is corrupt and evil. It thrives on deceit. Killing friends will make it stronger. But I'm fine just having the item in my collection. Up next, the Mace of Molag Ball. You get this one in Markov, so taking the carriage on over. You gotta talk to someone here called Vigilant Tyree Anus. He wants help looking into a haunted house or something. Turns out the house is home to a Molag Ball shrine. And Molag Ball wants me to kill Sir Anus. I did just that and was introduced to the Daedric Prince's shrine. He wants me to bring him this guy that's a servant of his rival, Boethia. The guy got himself trapped by some Forsworn out in the wild. I bought this candlelight spell. I'd not care so much if I wasn't making a video, but hopefully this helps you jerks see a little bit better. I'm in Red Eagle something, I'm not sure. It's Forsworn riddled, but these guys aren't an issue for my character at this point. Thank you, past me, for grinding the crafting skills. These guys are dying at the faintest tap. There's the guy we came here for. I told him Boethia sent me and to go to the haunted house, where Molag Ball gave me a rusted mace to beat the snot out of him. He's dead, but the Daedric Prince revives him over and over to continue the torture. He escaped. We don't talk about that. He doesn't seem to realize anyways. Lydia's even getting involved. I think she even got the final kill. Molag Ball gives me the restored Mace of Molag Ball and asks me to take care of the house while he's gone. The mace looks awesome and is a soul trap weapon. It'll look great on my wall. Or in a box somewhere, never to be touched again. That's 2 days and 2 artifacts. Let's keep it up. Heading up to Dawnstar. There's a museum opening up by this guy called Silas for the Mythic Dawn related items. I tried opening the cases to take the items, but I think I'll get caught with him right there, so I'll try to take them later on. He wants help getting all of the broken pieces of Mehrunes' razor, a powerful dagger belonging to Mehrunes Dagon, the Daedric Prince of Destruction. We have another dragon fight. This one's taking a crash into the ground after taking a pounding from my 10-foot greatsword, adding this sucker's bones to my collection. The first part of the razor is easily gotten from someone in Morthal. Persuaded him he doesn't need the piece of junk and was allowed to take it from his chest in this room. The other 2 pieces were not gotten through peaceful means. I had to kill some silly sausages to get them, but they weren't too much drama. I ran through traps and snatched the blade shards. Took a carriage back up to Silas. We're playing in survival mode, so needing to sleep, eat, and keep warm is a thing. If we don't do those things, our stats will be affected. And my screen will look red or blurry. Like right now, I'm having to play in 720p. I buy food from innkeepers mostly. It's super affordable and food's the easiest to manage, I'd say. Sleep is mostly done at inns while traveling too. The cold's one I don't really combat much. Armor and clothes have its own armor rating, and warmth rating, but I don't even try to fight it. I just stay out of the cold as much as I can. Gave all the pieces of the razor to Silas, and we're off to get it repaired. Well, he is off to get it repaired. I'm hanging back to steal these robes and unique Mythic Dawn books. 4 volumes to add to my collection. Stumbling onto a dragon shrine had me notice my lack of health potions in my inventory. I killed the sky gecko pretty good, but I should probably do a potion restock. The farm's ready to harvest. Blue Mountain Flowers and Wheat are for healing potions. And then some Mar Tapanella, Scaly Foliota, and Creep Cluster for money-making poisons, which I have entirely too much of at this point. Made sure to wear some alchemy enchanted gear to make the potions and poisons, so they're as good as they can be. What on earth is this mage doing at my house? What? He wants to practice some spells on me and is yelling to cast wards to protect myself. I do not have enough magicka to keep this up, and he's basically just burning me alive. Anyways, sold some things at Solitude to empty pockets of the not so collectible worthy items and headed for the Dagon Shrine. It's near Morthal and is absolutely massive. Dagon thinks Silas isn't worthy and only speaks to the Dragonborn, telling you to kill Silas for him.
Fine. I'm not dying without a fight.
He did, indeed, die without a fight. Dagon repairs the Razor, and it's mine for the taking. Cool animation for a really cool item. The Razor has a small chance to instantly kill enemies. I won't be using it, but I'm glad to have it in my collection. That's 3 items down, but we still have a character to manage. See, the Candlelight spell could be better, so I want to touch on the alteration skill tree a little bit. The world's leading platform for reliable knowledge, Reddit, is telling me we can get the Detect Life spell from the first chamber in Labyrinthia. I can't see the spell in my collection of tomes, so I'm not sure if I misplaced it or didn't collect it here. I can't find it in Labyrinthia either. No big deal. There's a quest I can do to get it, or I can simply buy it when the skill hits level 50, which I'm nowhere near, by the way. The quest, however, is at Trevor's Watch near Riften. This group here needs help with a fort. This man's family, he thinks, has been kidnapped, but I couldn't find the family inside. Opening the gate to the fort and helping him reclaim the fort, either way, he gives you the Detect Life spell tomb. I consume it, since you can get more for a physical collection, but I can't really do much with the spell. My magicka pool is pretty trash, so let's get some enchanted gear going to help with that. Of course, now that I'm basically ready to make the gear, I don't actually have just a base alteration enchantment. Only the half alteration, half magicka regen, and it's not as good for straight high alteration percentage. Head in for Solitude to see if someone there has something for sale I can disenchant to get the spell. The court wizard here in Solitude had some robes with it, but it was the same mixed enchant as what we already had, so it's no good. I'm gonna have to sleep to wake up the town so we can open up the other shops and have a look. Radiant Raiment Merchant had a ring for sale with the base alteration enchant on it, so we can get this disenchanted and add the spell to a ring, necklace, chest piece, and lastly, a circlet. Each piece has a 25% cost reduction to alteration, meaning with all 4 items we can have 100%, allowing us to cast any alteration spell infinitely. Just like Detect Life. The spell lets us see living things through walls, but it's essentially an endless supply of XP leveling up alteration. Got alteration to level 50, and put some perk points into the tree. Take a novice alteration. Makes novice spells cost half the magicka to cast, and we need it to progress the tree. Then alterations dual casting, so dual casting spells overcharges the spell, turning it into a more powerful version of itself. Then apprentice alterations make apprentice spells cost half the magicka to cast. Lastly, Adept Alteration, but I do want 1 more perk point and to get to level 70 Alteration to get stability, so the spells have a greater duration. Sat around casting my newly overcharged spell to level the skill to level 70 easily enough. Now we can take stability and cast Candlelight for a whopping 3 minutes 20 or so, from what I can tell. Worth it. Okay, we're going after the 2-handed warhammer called Volendrung. You get it near Riften from an orc stronghold called Logashbur. The camp is cursed by Malakath, but I always forget the items the orcs want so we can do a ritual to talk to Malakath. They want a Daedra heart and some troll fat. My bad. Let's go back home and grab some. Lots of Daedra hearts here and more than enough troll fat. Just wasted some valuable collecting time, but it's okay. Lots of traveling around and mistakes are gonna happen. Gave the items to the orcs and got greeted by a very angry Malakath.
You dare summon me, Yamars?
They're apparently all weak and aren't in good favor with the Daedric prince. To redeem themselves, the cowardly chief is sent on a mission to rid the giants that have overrun Malakath's shrine at Fallowstone Cave, and bring him their leader's club as an offering. He might release the camp of the curse if this is done. The chief seems to think this is all my fault, and is telling me I need to help. I will, but only because I know the outcome and what I'll get in return. He was taking ages to get to where we're off to, so I just skipped an hour and ran full speed on the horse to where the marker is set. I think the time I'd had used following him will balance out to that hour I waited. and it's less frustrating for me this way. He's waiting outside for me. We head on in to see what's what. This place is beautiful. Almost as beautiful as this well-placed shout helping the orc along the adventure. There are giants everywhere to kill along the way. The orc asks if I want to kill the last giant. He's trying to get out of it. I tell him to get lost and watch as the giant grants the orc's childhood dream of going to space. He's dead for sure, and the giant's not far behind him. I claim the club for the tribe and went to return it as an offering. Malakath is pleased and turns the club into the Daedric artifact called Volendrung, an epic warhammer that looks pretty devastating. It absorbs 50 points of stamina and fits my character nicely, but I won't be using it either way. It's going on display or in storage indefinitely. We're off to commit an act of betrayal. Next up is the Ebony Mail, gotten from Boethia herself. We have to travel to the Shrine of Boethia, not far from Windhelm on a mountain. And oh, game's crashed. This is a very cultish location. They're all Boethia worshippers like myself. This quest demands a sacrifice of a friend. And well, there's no better friend than my best friend. Also, I'm not leaving the mountain because I forgot about something to swap followers. I could swap her out, but this feels like a big moment since we had her with us for so long. We can buy a new best friend at this point. Lydia's dead at the shrine, and Boethia takes her body as her own. The Daedric Prince of Deceit has a challenge for everyone here, to fight to the death for the chance to be her new champion. Lydia's body crashes to the ground again, dead for real this time, and I take out all of the other cultists because they don't got their crafting skill grinded like I did. Boethia takes the form of another cultist and says she wants me to kill her last champion. That champion has the Daedric artifact, the Ebony Mail I'm after. The champion is at Knife Point Ridge near Falkreath. The objective is to stealthily take down everyone here, but you really don't have to be sneaky at all. I brute forced my way through here and did the quest just fine this way. The werewolf showed up, reminded me I'm a werewolf, and I very much want to max out the perk tree. Headed on inside to kill the rest of the bandits, including the champion wearing the Ebony Mail. The mail makes me able to move more quietly, and opponents that get too close take 5 points of poison damage per second. Boethia is pleased, and Barbus of all people is here to segue me nicely onto the next Daedric artifact quest. I don't want to do that one just yet, however, so he'll have to wait. I turned into my werewolf form to consume the hearts of the enemies I'd taken down in the area. Got enough hearts eaten that I got a perk point and spent it on savage feeding, so we're able to feed off most dead creatures. This would help us leveling up the beast form immensely. I should have gone straight for this perk, but oh well. Now to forget, the beast form exists for the next few weeks in-game. Had to lighten the load. I got a lot of collectibles to find homes for. I got a Blade of Sacrifice from Boethia's cultists. I actually took all of those I could find. Got Mehrunes Razor to put up there too. The other artifacts don't have a display here, so I'm stuffing them in a box together for now. Right. Somewhere around here-ish, maybe, hopefully, we'll see, is the Shrine to Periite. The marker got me close enough to spot it on my compass, and this quest will get us the Spellbreaker shield. I was a complete silly sausage and forgot to check what items I needed before getting here. Sikesh the Khajiit wants us to make an incense made from death bell flower, a silver ingot, a flawless ruby, and some vampire dust. I don't have a single one of those things on my person. I had this issue with the Orc Stronghold, the Lydia's sacrifice, and now this crap. What a moron. Taking it out on this dragon, which did actually have a flawless ruby I needed. Saves me putting my hands into my own collection back home to grab one. Got the other few things I needed at my watch, and headed back to the shrine where we could get cash to make the incense and talk to Periite, the Daedric Prince of Pestilence and Plague.
I would have some time. Well, so let the decisions you've made.
My word, this fleabag wants me to kill a follower that strayed the path and displeased Periite. The follower's in a Dwemer ruin near the shrine called... not a clue how you say that. This place is filled to the brim with afflicted, sick people, spreading some sort of sickness for Periite. This place is massive, but we're plowing through it like it's nothing, taking full advantage of our character's level and dragonborn powers. Even hitting this dwarven centurion between the legs to take it down and push through to Orchendor, the outcast, afflicted lover who died very, very easily. He can teleport normally after a few hits, but he didn't have a chance to do it successfully, getting caught in my final kill animation to ruin his day and end his life. I'm back at the Skiva Prince's shrine. To retrieve Spellbreaker is my reward. It looks awesome with my mask. Suits each other well, vanity-wise, but this is a shield that has a protective ward around it, stopping spells for up to 50 points, and will look great on my wall. While I'm in the area, I'm heading for Markov's Hall of the Dead to try to get the Ring of Namira. You have to talk to this priest here about how the Hall of the Dead's being disturbed. I persuaded him to give me the keys to the hall so I can investigate. Turns out the place is being haunted by this lady called Yola, and she's very much a cannibal. Yep, she's been eating the dead here and seems to think I'm a fan of human flesh too. She wants help clearing a place called Reachcliff Cave, so we can use it as a place to live our ways without judgment. Told the priest the hall won't be disturbed anymore and headed for that cave. It's near Markov and it's riddled with Draugr. Yola's outside waiting on me. We teamed up to push through the undead, but I made a mistake in here. See, seconds before making it to the hardest enemy in the cave, I made two-handed a legendary skill, resetting it to level 15, and getting all of the perks invested back for further leveling. Character levels have been few and far between lately, so I thought this would help, but I'm doing a lot less damage, and I'm struggling with my potion supply running dry. I died and had to reload a previous save before I'd done that skill reset, and opted to not make the skill legendary for a second to deal with this priest. Now's a better time to do it, now that it's dead. We'll boost the skill back up in no time and reinvest as we go. The location is ours to use. We need to organize a meal. Yola wants me to convince the priest guarding the Hall of the Dead to come here. I went back to Markov to try intimidating him to come, but it wasn't working. Only thing that worked was a fat stack of coin. This is hilarious to me that he'll come to the cave and take a nap on Skyrim's creepiest looking bed, only to get carved up in his sleep. I take the first bite, and Namira interacts with me from God knows where, but she's pleased and gives me her ring. I'm out of here, weirdos. You're coming with me though, Yola. Traded Lydia for some armor, so you're taking her place. I was given this lexicon to transcribe in the last collector video and never returned it to that Septimus fella near Winterhold. Let's travel on over and talk to him. Oh, the Ring of Namira gives 50 points of stamina, and feeding on corpses grants increased health and health regen, by the way. Almost forgot to show it off. That lexicon is linked to the Oghma Infinium book you get from Hermaeus Mora, and it's yet another Daedric artifact. Septimus is behind Winterhold, living in an iceberg. Giving him the lexicon gives you the next objective, to get the blood of different elves around Skyrim using this essence extractor, and to return once I've done so. Now, I'm not in a rush to hunt the blood, currently. Just thought I'd go here now, so if I find any enemies that fit the description, it'll make my life easier when I do push on this quest. You do meet Hermaeus Mora here too. This is the Daedric Prince of Knowledge, and he says Septimus's time is almost at its end. I wanted to do a potion restock at the farm, but while I'm here, harvesting the farm, I'd come to the idea of increasing production by a lot. There's some other houses we can get from the Hearthfire DLC that have growing space, so let's go get them. In Morthal, where you can get a buildable home from the Jarl and her steward. Just have to rid the town of the vampire menace. After doing some running around, investigating, you find out the vampires are actually trying to take over the town, brainwashing everyone. But we put an end to that, sticking some swords to guts swiftly enough. Now we can buy a plot of land for just 5,000 gold and get to work building our home. I bought a planet-sized pile of lumber from the mill.
Doing some building, eh?
And some iron and other bits from the Solitude traders for building. The home's set between Solitude and Morthal, and building the houses I think is actually really satisfying. There's not much to it. There's a checklist for each thing you want to add to your house, and you simply hit build once you have them all, and it'll pop up into existence behind you. I want a greenhouse, a storage room, and armory in all 3 homes. So all of the houses will be identical in that respect. Spent day 121 buying out shopkeepers around the map. Well, between Whiterun and Falkreath, anyways. Even got the perk from the speech tree called Investor, so we can invest 500 gold with shopkeepers to permanently increase the amount of gold they have to play with. I won't make a point to go invest into all of them now, but as I go along the playthrough, I'll chuck them some gold as I pass by or interact with them. It just means we'll have more gold in the long run. gold that I don't really need, but I'll take it because I'm a greedy little nord. Made it back to the new home day 122 and spent some time building it up. I changed my mind too. I'm going with a trophy room in the houses instead of a storage room. Probably built up too much of the house. Mostly just want the greenhouses built, but at some point in the playthrough, it would be nice to fully furnish all of the homes. I got all of my ingredients planted. I went to sleep for 24 hours to get an easy first harvest. And then we can...
A fine steading like this needs a good steward. I'd be happy to take on that position if you'd like.
Sure. You know what? Sure. You creep me out anyways. I don't need you following me about. Got all of the ingredients harvested and went to find Eola again to make use of her new steward title. She can get some useful things for us at the home. The most important one to me anyway is the carriage. She hires a rider who can take us conveniently to lots of different locations around the map. And not just the holes around the game, but smaller locations like Rorikstead and Riverwood. I'm off down to Falkreath to get the next home. The Jarl here is a crooked mofo, having some dealings with bandits, but the deal they had is no longer cutting it for him, and he wants them taken down.
But now it's time to clean things up.
They're at Embershard Mine between there and Riverwood. An orc at the door went down like a sack of potatoes. And then I realized about 7 seconds into the mine that it was actually an orc, and I needed its blood for Septimus. Harvested it up, and that's 1 down. 4 to go. But like I said, Embershard Mine was easy pickings. They're taking shots like it's 2020, and it's not even funny. Turned into my beast and ate the hearts while I'm here. Remembered it exists again, didn't I? Picked up some bits from merchants for building before going back to the Falkreath Jarl. He was happy with my success, and I buy the plot for 5,000 gold. This is my favorite plot you can buy for sure. It's on a hill with forest trees all around. Got straight to work constructing our new home. Got a lot less built at this one. Mostly just planting space and got my ingredients in the ground to skip a day and do my first harvest. That's 2 Hearthfire homes down. 1 to go. The last one is gotten from Dawnstar, but my inventory has taken a beating lately and we need to unload. Even have some Daedric artifacts I've not stored yet, like the Ring of Namira and Spellbreaker. We need to get back to collecting. It's not like the last week has been a waste of time, since I do want to collect property and perks anyway, so buying the Hearthfire homes is helping with the former, and more ingredients to power level alchemy will help with the latter. Spent some time, over encumbered, carrying a load of junk I had stored in the first Hearthfire home back to my watch. Mostly buildable things. I want all of the crafting stuff in one place, not spread apart. Dawnstar's plot of land was easy to get. At this point, I just had to hand over the gold, and it's as good as mine. Grab more crafting resources from the blacksmith in town. Hello, new plot of land. Bye-bye, new plot of land. It's between Dawnstar and Whiterun, so as we might as well hit the Whiterun to get some more extra ingots for the home. Nuked the town's metal supply and got on with building the home up. Again, I didn't make much at this one outside the planting space. I didn't even get a steward for these last 2 homes. I'll get them cleaned up and fully upgraded eventually, but the planters are enough for now. I got everything planted, and the next day got everything harvested. This is pretty overkill for alchemy. I now have so many potions and poison ingredients coming in that when I make the skill legendary, I can get it back up to 100 in about a minute. And I got 3 levels out of it, taking me up to level 60 total. A long way to go to get all of the perks, but it'll help. Got healing potions and money makers coming out of my eyeballs now. Let's get back to these Daedric artifacts. Next up is the Skull of Corruption over in Dawnstar. I talked to this elf at the inn about the town's nightmare issues, but I really couldn't hear anything because of this pleb wouldn't shut up. Up on the hill near the town is a tower where the Skull of Corruption lies, and is very much the town's problem. We jump through a load of hoops to get to the skull, and even get a high elf's blood to add to our collection of leakage to get to the Oghma Infinium book later. Lots of books to take in here, but we make it to the end in no time at all to be confronted by these goofs. I'm not interested in what's going on, I'm just interested in getting the skull for myself. We kill the mages at the end, and the Dark Elf gets ready to destroy the skull. Only for me to be spoken to by the skull, saying he's deceiving me, and to kill him. So, I do. I take his blood, and the skull, bringing our Daedric artifact count up to 12. Does 20 points of damage, and increases to 50 if powered by dreams collected from sleeping people. really interesting weapon. I'm going back to where you get the Elder Scroll in the main quest line next, so we can finish off this mission for blood. Falmer are here, and there's a dead wood elf hiding in that location too. The enemies respawned, but it's okay. I was banking on it to get the Falmer blood sooner in the location. The wood elf is hiding down here, tucked in a corner. What happened to him? I don't really care. Falmer is the last one to get, which I got pretty quick, and left for a shortcut back to the entrance. All of the blood, if you remember, was for Septimus in the ice fields. He injects himself with the essence extractor, and opens up this trippy looking cube, only to get flippin' melted, leaving me to grab the Oghma Infinium, a book belonging to Hermaeus Mora. And I won't be reading it. You get a load of skill levels from this, but it consumes the book on use, and I want it to be stuffed in a box and never to be seen again. I'm in Falkreath to cheese myself 2 more Daedric artifacts. A werewolf's been put behind bars here for losing his crap and killing somebody. He swears a ring he was given is cursed, and I offer to take it off his hands. I kill a beast in the wild that said that whoever kills it will get to commune with Hircine himself. I did, and was told to hunt and kill the werewolf that's banged up. He's escaped. Now normally, you get 1 of 2 Daedric artifacts from this quest based on decisions you make. Either you kill the werewolf and make Hircine happy, or you defend the werewolf, turning the hunt inside out, which also makes Hircine happy.
Seek out this rogue shifter. Tear the skin from his body and make it an offering to me.
I helped the beast kill the hunters here, where he was hiding out in a cave, and was rewarded with the Ring of Hircine. And then I went back into the cave to kill the beast, and be rewarded the Savior's Hide. The ring's enchantment grants the wearer unlimited werewolf transformations per day, and the Savior's Hide increases magic resistance by 15%, and increases poison resistance by 50%. Turned into my beast form myself so I could eat the hunters, but they've all despawned for some reason. We can consume most animal hearts now, so that's nice. Not just the human-shaped ones. Got enough hearts 8 to get the bestial strength skill maxed out. We just need 2 more beast levels to max out the entire tree. Which, spoilers, I won't be doing anytime soon. Like the previous quest, there's a way to get 2 Daedric artifacts for this next one. However, not in survival mode. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyways. But there's the Rueful Axe and the Masque of Clavicus Vial. Outside of survival mode, we have access to fast travel. And you can cheat the game to get both using fast travel in a way. But survival mode disables fast travel, so we have to actually decide which we want to add to our collection. I did consider turning survival mode off to get both, but I'm absolutely fine doing it just the normal way. We're not supposed to get both, and we have to make choices along the way for other things like Ulfric's outfit or General Tullius's anyways, so it's just another one of those for me. Earlier we had Barbas. Holy crap, that spike wall scared the life out of me. Yeah, we met Barbas earlier, kinda. He wants you to come to this place to help sort his drama he has with his master. His master is the Daedric Prince Clavicus Vial.
So, what's your heart's desire? What kind of deal can we strike?
He says he'll consider taking Barbas back if I go and get his axe. Barbas is gonna have to wait. I'm running super low on healing potions. Hit up all of my homes and headed back to my watch to get crafted. I'm getting a good idea of how I need to better distribute our ingredients growing too. Healing potion supplies are pretty even, but the money makers are a little creep cluster and scaly foliota heavy. Need to remove some of those and add more Mara Tapanella. Got my Daedric artifacts stored and spent some time selling off items I don't want to collect.
Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
Making my way to Rime Rock Burrow to get the axe for Clavicus. Got some bad doggos of the vampire variety attacking on the outside. Just a couple enemies to take down in here too. Nothing too crazy guarding the axe sitting on the table. I think I'm gonna go with the mask you get instead of the axe too. I really like the look of the mask. What do you guys go for here? Let me know. The mask or the axe? For turning in the axe, you have a chance to either get his mask as a reward or murder Barbas and keep the axe. I'm not one to kill puppers, so I'm going with the mask. I sat for a while trying to Google ways to get both in survival mode, and even, again, contemplated switching survival mode off to get both rewards, but ultimately stuck with the decision to just not. Barbus is with his master again, and I have a super cool looking mask. It makes prices 20% better, gives plus 10 speechcraft, and magicka regenerates 5% faster. But more importantly, we now have all Daedric artifacts, except the Rueful Axe we opted to get the mask over, and the skeleton key we'll see later on. I'm also putting the Dragon Priest mask I've been wearing away, and I'm switching back to my Daedric helmet, so my collection looks more complete. Oh, I picked up a new follower today too. Belrand was hired for 500 gold. He's a fun follower and will likely end up a steward in one of my homes in the future. Riverwood's not cleaned up the riffraff. Just gonna toss these into the river. They've been just laying on the ground for the last long time, giving them a nice send-off. Not that the cultists deserve it. Speaking of homes, I did want to work on my very tedious task of checking off all of the buildable items in the Hearthfire homes, but shockingly, got a little bored and changed things up after just one day of working on it. I'll be back, but the cellar shrines were putting me off a little bit. I don't have many amulets to build those yet. I also had no idea horses could carry you perfectly fine while over-encumbered. That's good to know. I do want to do some form of property collecting though. Let's start with the base game player homes you get. Breeze Home's an easy one, gotten from the Jarl of Whiterun Steward for just 500 gold. I have enough gold to buy out every home in the game and have plenty left over, so I'm not too worried about the cost. Got Breeze Home fully furnished and went to have a look. It's a cute little home, has a living room, alchemy lab, spare room, and main room looking all cozy. Lydia would move here too if I hadn't betrayed her and got her killed. My bad. Honeyside is next over in Riften, but there was more to get in this one than I remembered. It's very easy to get most of these houses depending on if you've done the Civil War questline, and again depending on choices you made while doing it, but I'm avoiding doing that questline for now. So instead, I'm to do a crap ton of miscellaneous objectives in Riften to try to please the Jarl and get the Thane title. First, the wiki's telling me I need to help Wajita at the Riften fishery with her skooma issues. Got her on the straight and narrow by giving her a healing potion and found out where the supplier was hiding. At the docks was a warehouse, homing the skooma operation, or at least some of the operation. Killed the heck out of everyone inside and found more of them at Craig's Lane Cavern. Don't do skooma, folks. It'll ruin your life. I played teacher's pet, letting the Jarl know what I'd been up to. It wasn't enough. I didn't get any of a dialogue to do with being a Thane or getting a home in the town. Reddit's telling me I need to do a load of, like I said, miscellaneous objectives now. Killed a dragon, pretty good. It was a bounty, so I doubt it'll do me any good getting a home, but who knows. Asking around the town about what needs done. I helped the Jarl's brat son out getting his sword from the blacksmith.
Lazy good for nothing, isn't he?
Thought that would get me in the Jarl's good books for sure, but nothing yet. Helping her court wizard with some running around, collecting stuff like spoons. Not a clue why, but I'm trying to be a good citizen. There was free items to get between Ivarstead and Winterhold. There was no aggro in getting any of them too. Most intense thing that happened was having to pick a lock to break into a house to get that spoon I mentioned. Still, not enough for the Jarl though, sadly. Helping Mjol the Lioness next. She has a miscellaneous objective to get her blade back, called Grimsever, from a Dwemer ruin. She lost it many years ago. It's all the way up by Morthal, so quite the trip for me. Like most Dwemer ruins in this game, this place was monstrously massive. Full of machines to kill and puzzles to solve. Palmer, the deeper you go, like always. We don't have to worry about much. These Dwarven Centurion Masters, we have to be careful of, however. Easy to kill, but they can turn us inside out quick. We need to keep an eye on our health bar. There's Grimsever, a glass sword sitting on a stone table. This place links up with Blackreach, which is pretty awesome, but I don't plan on going in here to explore more yet. Let's get out of here and get back to Riften with this sword. Turned up tired, so we'll have to rent a room at the inn first. It only costs 10 gold to rent a room, so it's no bother, and it'll make our screen less blurry. Handed over Grimsever, which I forgot to take her up on her follower option to take the weapon for myself, so I'll have to do that later. I never do it in this video, by the way. I'll have to come back in a future video and try to remember. I got caught up in the new objective to speak to the Jarl of Riften pop on my screen and ran over to do just that. She says I can buy a home in town now if I talk to her steward. It costs 8,000 gold, and more with upgrades I purchased. There's actually a bug here where you can't get the Blade of Riften, and instead you get a commonly named item like me getting the Iron Mace of Fatigue. I tried reloading the save over and over trying to get the blade, but I couldn't get one named properly, sadly. I'll still add it to the same box as my other Thane blades. The house is bigger than Bree's home in Whiterun by a fair bit. It's got a nice garden with plenty of food and ingredients growing to the side. I have a new housecarl like Lydia. I'll try not to sacrifice this one and betray its friendship. We have a living area with a bedroom attached and a pretty cool balcony with a nice view of the lake to the side of Riften. We have a basement where the alchemy room is located, along with the room we stuff our housecarl into. Lastly, there's an enchanting section down here. All in all, a pretty nice house for what it's worth. Next one's in Markarth. Didn't accomplish much day 144 because of travel and needing to sleep the rest of the day away when I made it here. I got to the Understone Keep way too early and everyone's asleep. We better wake up the town. The beds in Markarth don't look comfy at all. They're made of stone. This home, unlike the next one, was very easy to acquire. I didn't have to do any quests at this point in time and have the option to buy it for 8,000 gold from the Jarl Steward. Purchased every upgrade I could and went to check it out. I'm at a pretty high point in town. We have a nice view of the city's waterfalls and such. Got a nice entry hall going into the main living space. It's all Dwemer themed. An alchemy room with a neighboring enchanting room. A dining room through here with, on either side, 2 bedrooms. One for a housecarl like Lydia, and the other for me. This is one of my favorites for sure. Buying all of the homes is gonna take a lot of gold. Like I said, I'm good for it. I have plenty to buy all of the homes, but I'd like to keep gaining gold and not lose too much as I go. I got speech to level 100, finally, today. Meaning I can take the master trader skill in the speech skill tree, making every merchant in the world gain 1,000 gold for bartering. This, paired with investing, means I can get an easy 10k gold, or likely way more from all of the traders in halls. Speech also became the first skill tree that I fully maxed out by taking every single perk today. I took all of the haggling levels and all of the perks that make my dialogue persuading better. I'm never making this skill legendary. I can tell you that for certain. Time for some bad luck now over in Windhelm. Windhelm was a bust for now. I went looking to buy the home here by doing the simple quest attached to the home called Blood on the Ice. This is the home, and it's seen better days. There's blood all over the front, and breaking into the home starts the quest where you investigate a crime scene inside. Did get these fun papers to add to my collection called Beware the Butcher. They just have this little concerned note on them. Plenty of damaged items and secret areas with some not so fun scenes. Anyway, the investigating and getting people arrested over it was all for nothing because Reddit's telling me I need to progress the Civil War questline to get this home, which was something I was avoiding for now. I'll get that home in a bit. Traded with all of the merchants in town while I was here, so it wasn't a wasted journey. Even these food merchants that generally don't have much gold have lots this time around with the perks I'd invested into speech. I still love this dark elf at the meat stand. None of it's for sale. It's like one of those guys at a car boot sale or a yard sale with overly excessive high prices on his stuff because he just doesn't want to sell it. Except this guy just has a not for sale sign on everything but this tomato. Solitude's next. Let's get on the carriage. Ran through the town, trading with merchants along the way until I made it to the Blue Palace, where you can get a quest from Falk Firebeard to clear out a cave nearby. This one needs to be done to get a home here. The cave's called Wolf Skull Cave, and it's a pretty fun one. Guarded by skeletons that fall apart if you so much as sneeze in their direction, but inside has a very underrated view, in my opinion. They're trying to summon something. What are they trying to summon? I do not care. We have this cool new attack I got from the two-handed skill tree too. It's done by sprinting and power attacking. We can continuously use it if we're quick hitting the button. All we have to do is clear the cave, kill the summoners, and have the light in the cave retreat to God knows where. Some books here to grab too, and it's done. And so we can leave. This wasn't all we had to do to get the home. Talos worship is a frowned upon thing, depending on who you ask in Skyrim. The Jarl, when her husband died, gave an offering to all of the gods except Talos. She regrets it and asks I take a horn to a shrine of Talos for her. And I kinda stole the horn from her pockets earlier. So I was kinda curious what would happen here if I get 2 horns, or if I'd at least get an interest in interaction. But nope. All we got was a tap on the wrist by the game and was given the objective to use the one in my inventory. It's way over by Whiterun, so let's go get it down. It's actually a keepable item, however. We get to the shrine under a hill. It's pretty hidden, and if we place the horn to complete the objective, we can just take it right back and keep it. Awesome. The Solitude home will have to wait. Spent the rest of the day running between my homes to craft potions and poisons again. Easy XP and we get healing potions and lots of gold out of doing it. We're gonna be a Skyrim millionaire in no time at all. I got up to level 66 today. Potion mixing is my main level in Source these days. I made sure to drop things off while I'm at Maya Watch. Got a letter today from Falk Firebeard saying there's more shenanigans to deal with to do with that light that escaped the cave recently. Returned to the Jarl of Solitude first. Lied through my teeth about placing the horn at the Talos shrine. Well, I didn't lie, I guess. I did place the horn at the shrine and then I stole the offering. But I can now buy a home in Solitude. The most expensive home in the game, and to be honest, I'm not sure it's worth it. Especially while playing Anniversary Edition. After upgrading the home and racking up the cost like crazy, it's just... it wouldn't make sense to pick this one over the other cheaper or even free homes in the game. You're basically just paying for the location. It's got 3 floors, middle floor being the living area. We have a balcony with a nice view attached. Probably the best thing about the home. Upstairs having a bedroom like you'd expect, and the bottom floor having things like enchanting and alchemy tables. It's not worth what I paid for it, but this is life when you're rich. Am I right, my fellow rich people? Buying stupid stuff at inflated prices just to show off. I followed up on the quest with the escaping light, by the way. But maybe it would lead to some fun collectibles. I'm to eliminate the light. It's something supposedly dangerous that needs to be stopped. In the Temple of the Divines, right here in Solitude, the light has made itself comfy in the catacombs. I can't remember doing this quest before. I probably have, but it feels very new to me doing this. The light speaks to you as you go and builds to an epic firework display fighting Draugr, and even the light itself.
You've come far, mortal. But can you stand against my inner council? Let's see.
Where I got this fancy skull. It's the light's remains, but I sadly don't get to keep it. Falk gave me the Shield of Solitude, which is cool, and the Jarl gave me the Solitude Blade for becoming Thane to add to my collection. But this guy, the Hall of the Dead, nukes the light's remains from the game, and there's no way to get it back without mods or cheating. That's okay. We can't keep everything. We did get some cool items from this adventure. Let's move on to Anniversary Edition homes. Pretty straightforward one to get over in Whiterun. Don't mind me. My doorbell went at this point while I was recording. I was pretty grumpy about it, but the guy said it was a thing about gathering information from the 35+ age range, and I thought I had a good 10 years before they had to get to me, so that made up for it. I do look pretty young. It's a curse, honestly. But my girlfriend has aged me 5 years since I met her with the stress. This next home is gotten from the Steward of Whiterun for just 7,500 gold, and it comes fully furnished with no quests I need to do before getting it. This house is just outside the city, and it's called the Tundra Homestead. It's adorable, with stables and a smithing area outside. Inside, small, but decorated with a royal feel. The best thing is the cellar having a nicely compact display room. Love this place to no end, and it's mine to never use. Because of the whole rich thing. We have a dinner invitation. I'm probably late. This was given to me in the mail a long time ago. Dinner's on top of a mountain between here and Winterhold. I didn't make it until day 151 after needing to rest and do some other things. Better late than never. Dinner's in a cave, and man is this place pretty. It's also a house option in Anniversary Edition. There's a note on my seat that reads, if you're reading this, I am dead. And so you will have to hear my toast in spirit. Of course, a little business first. And as I have no living heirs, I have decided the manor will be bequeathed to you, provided you finish this last meal. As you know, I have always... Oh my god, it's like 50 pages long. I'm not reading it. See, it turns out we're actually the dinner. Vampires invited people here, and things are kicking off. Killing the vampires means the home is vacant and mine for the taking. It's a super awesome home with lots of storage for unique items. Has a cool vampire theme and comes with everything you need from a home. The only issue is its location being awkwardly up high on this rock, but I've added it to my collection of homes and I'm happy. Next up is Hendraheim. I had another letter called Warrior's Challenge a long time ago. My ancestors built a great hall on the mountainside, north of Bile Gulch Mine. They called it Hendraheim, a warrior's home that rivaled Sovngarde itself. As the last of my clan, I wish to bequeath this home to a true warrior and a fellow Nord. I've heard you're a worthy fighter, but I would like you to prove it with your blade. The home's between Whiterun and Markarth, out of the way on a hill. It was on sight with the warrior. Ran at her, full steam, blasting power attacks as soon as I was close enough. I took the keys to the place and claimed the home as my own. I love Hendraheim. It's a mostly open plan home with a cool display room downstairs. It's defo one of my favorites to get. Not all homes are planted on top of mountains. Some, like this next one, is very much below ground. I'm at Riften, headed for the Ragged Flagon, which is found below the town. The barkeeper of the Flagon is selling a home down here for 7,500 gold. It's a good price for what you get, but again, this one's a little awkward to get to. It's straight up in the sewers of the town. But it could be awesome for a thief roleplay build. It's pretty basic looking at first. It has a style I do like, but the best part about it is a hidden doorway behind a wardrobe that has a lot of displays to play with. Another solid purchase. Let's move on to the next. Another fun one is up by Solitude. I'm just going down a list I've written at this point. No real order as to how and why I'm getting the Anniversary Edition homes. I had to rest at the Winkin' Skeever because I was tired, but while you're here, you can read a book called The Restless that starts a quest called The Restless. This one's interesting because you become the owner of a pirate ship. Yep, you follow a series of objectives that lead you to scallywags like these guys. You find not just a home, but some unique items, like this sword called the Blackwater Blade. I did drown. I won't say much about that. Wasn't my proudest moment in my life. You take a boat to a mysterious island where you find that ship. It's in a cave and is riddled with skeletons. At the very end of the inside of the ship, you get another fun outfit and a unique blade called Cyrus's Saber. Killing some ghosts to escape and then going back into the cave will complete the quest, and I can use the ship as my home if I want to. I don't need it, but it's mine, and nobody else can have it. It's the being rich thing all over again. I could take a boat back and forth to the island, and yeah, it's yet another awkwardly placed one, but still fun. Day 154 was another harvest day. My harvest and ingredient days consist of selling potions to merchants along the way to continue making my fortune too. It takes a while. The file for today is about an hour long, and it's all just business and then sleeping. When it comes to the farm, I've started leaving the goat and follower by the door simply because of this annoying staircase we all get stuck at if we tried to go down it at once. Need the extra ingredients the farmhands store in there, and we can make these guys follow me again. Dropped off a load of my collectibles at my watch and made those potions and poisons. Made it to level 68 today. Getting close to that funny number. It's 71. 71's the funny number, if you're wondering. I'm not telling you why it's funny, you perverts. Oh, and turns out me going back into that cave where the ship was earlier didn't automatically make it mine. I got this letter in the post from a pirate that says, they say a pirate's home is the sea, but the bottom of the ocean is no place to breathe. Word is you found a right old ship on an isle far off the coast. If you can't sail it out to open waters, it may make a good home. Just a little advice from a restless soul. We have a new objective to go and claim the ship. Made my way back over to the boat that takes you to Blackbone Isle, where you find the cave housing the dead man's dread ship. Entering the ship makes it mine for real this time. Fingers crossed. Not only is the next home gonna increase our property collection size, but there's more unique items to get at Gallows Hall. Some of my favorite items added with the Anniversary Edition DLC. The hall's close to Windhelm. to the west of the town's bridge. It's guarded by some mud crabs. We're not here for the crab meat. I'm here for the hole itself. There's a weird quest attached to the hole. Items start aggressively throwing themselves across the hole at me, but I'm skipping through it, not paying much attention, to get my hands on first this Staff of Worms. A terrifying looking staff, allowing me to permanently raise a dead body to fight for me. The quest has you loot a safe in the hole for a note to progress, but in the safe also lies the Bloodworm Helm. Look at this beauty! Conjuration spells cost 25% less to cast, and damage against undead increases by 25%. I won't talk about the quest I'm doing, mostly because I have no idea what's going on, but the hole's now ours. We have the main hole section up top. And down some stairs, we get access to some sleeping quarters and one last unique item, called the Helm of Orin Bearclaw. Another favorite of mine. Stamina regenerates 20% faster and increases stamina by 70 points. We also have access to this crafting area, allowing us to craft some spooky summons, but I'm not bothering with that in this playthrough. Now for the last of the Anniversary Edition homes, and the biggest home in the game. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce its name, but it's a Dwemer-themed home in a mountain with a massive underground complex. The quest for the home started in Winterhold's Frozen Hearth Inn, by reading this book in a room. I'm after Sabertooth Teeth, the Hearthfire home crafting. I sent this one flying. No mods, just silly goose stuff, and I'm here for it. Real quick, if you're still watching by this point, I'm going to assume you're enjoying the video. If that's the case, I would appreciate a like. It costs you nothing, and it lets me know you want to see more videos just like this one. Let's get back to the video. Talking about awkward homes to get to, this one's another one on that list. It's well out of the way. It also starts out a bit of a dump. Bandits in here are doing what bandits do, and skeevers wrecking the joint. It's really not in good condition. We can increase property value by constructing a dwarven spider renovator, and then assigning it to areas in the ruins for it to clean up. Only issue is, each area takes 24 in-game hours to finish tidying. I don't like skipping time if I can help it. There's a few exceptions I make, like first harvest for a new Hearthfire home or the farm. This is another one I'm fine with passing time by waiting, because I don't want to come back up the mountain every day to start the next renovation. So I'll just get it all over and done with in about 2 minutes and leave it at that. This home is monstrously huge. Like, so big, I'm not sure I'd want to attempt using this as a base. There's so much to see in here, and I'm probably missing stuff. There's a massive hall with a throne to sit on. Like, seriously massive hall. Corridors, enchanting and potion areas, bedrooms. It's a lot to take in, and I feel lost every second I spend in here. But that is the last of the Anniversary Edition homes. There's only 2 homes in the entire game I don't own now. That's the Windhelm one, being blocked by the Civil War questline, and the free home you can get in Raven Rock. I have never seen anything like this in my life playing Skyrim. A portal-looking thing with magic anomalies coming through. It's pretty, but these things have to die. Return to Tolfdir. Aftershock. Okay. I have found and shut down the magic anomaly Tolfdir was worried about. I should return to him and let him know it's been dealt with. I had no idea Tolfdir was worried about anything. Next up is Raven Rock for a free home. We need to take a boat from the Windhelm docks to the island of Solstheim. Well, it's not free since it's gonna cost blood, sweat, and a few days of my video. The island is being screwed over by the Dragonborn Mirak, but I have no interest in doing the Dragonborn DLC stuff past getting the free home to finish my property collection for now. If we leave the town of Raven Rock through the right gate, we meet Captain Valith, needing help from attacking Ashbourne. I was tasked with finding who's sending the Ashbourne. It turns out it was this undead general at Fort Frostmoth. You can get the Champion's Cudgel from this guy. It's a unique two-hander that looks like a meat tenderizer. The captain was happy with my general killing and gave me a fat purse of coin. 10,000 gold. What a reward. I think how much you get depends on your level. I had to head to Raven Rock Mines next. There's a few quests to do to be able to get the free home. This is another one of those few. Talking to Crassus Corellius in the mine, he swears there's something hidden in the mine that'll put Raven Rock back on the map. There's a good few collectibles in here to get, and many Draugr to kill. The first interesting thing I want from here is the Blood Skull Blade. It's on this body, and you use its wave attacks to open the door ahead, lining them up with the red lines in the wall around a door. Then, following the hugely trapped corridor, you find a dragon priest with a mask to collect. The priest didn't fight back at all, for some reason. He had enough of this place, clearly. There is the mask. There's 3 new masks to get on Solstheim, but I'm not in a rush to get them. Might as well pick this one up since I'm here. Same with the Black Book at the end of the dungeon. I'll talk about these more eventually in a future video. Made sure to tell Crassus all about the secrets we found down there, and ignored the captain's plea for help because I need to unload some stuff. We're leaving the island. Leaving the island and heading back home. The Champion's Cudgel and Bloodskull Blade have their own weapon racks in my watch. I was carrying a lot of gear I needed to drop off. I'm really wanting to sleep off of the island of Solstheim, where I can, because sleeping over there is funky at the minute because of Mirac. I'm back, Raven Rock. I'm back for that house. Now, I'm helping the captain and others in charge sort out a plot to kill the counselor. His life is in danger, and doing this job will get me the home I'm after, and a massive pile of gold matching the one the captain gave me previously. Inside the house I'll own soon was a couple of dark elves to slay. They were in on the plot. Don't worry about it. They're dead now, and that's all that matters. Found a mage. Figured out how to fly. I wish I knew how to fly without talking to giants. What? Oh! Powered through, killing people scheming to kill the counselor, and took care of the threat for good, taking out these assassins. I was given another 10,000 gold, and Severin Manor. It's a dark looking home, mostly in the ground. It comes with everything you need in a home though. Crafting spaces, storage, and even the traitor's dead bodies come with the house. That is all but one house I own. The last one we need to get is that Windhelm home. We have to do the Civil War quest line to get. Not me harvesting my ingredients again. It's me. I'm totally harvesting them again. It's a little thing, but I do love doing it, and I'm not sorry. I got to level 70 today. I'm signing up to join the Imperials. Yep, it can wait no longer. I need the final home. To get it, if we side with the Imperials, we need to fully beat the quest line, so let's get moving. I picked the Imperials because I'd rather have Ulfric Stormcloak's gear over General Tullius's for my collection, when you inevitably murder the crap out of one of them at the end of the storyline. I tried to sign up to the Legion, but was given a test first, to take a fort, all by myself, called Fort Haragstead, near Solitude. The fort's overran by bandits, and I can't leave until every single one of them are dead. Common bandits aren't any trouble for my character at this point, using my Dragonborn powers and OP gear to pick them off as easy as pie. The fort's mine! Ricker is impressed, and I take the oath you need to join the Legion. I'd say this was for Skyrim, but really, it's just to get some cool items to cram in a box to never be seen again. Making my collection personal once more, taking the basic Imperial gear you get from the smith in town for signing up to the Legion so we can display it. It's my first set given to me while taking up the new Imperial role, and it will fit nicely next to Lydia's armor in my watch. Now for a fun one! We're to help the Legion get the newly located jagged crown before the Stormcloaks do. It's not actually a powerful item that plays much role in the story, but it is in fact a symbol of power, if you're curious. Anyway, we can keep the crown ourselves by tricking the game. We meet Ricker and Hadvar with some other Imperials outside the dungeon it's been found at. Stormcloaks are already here. We had to fight our way through, but at the end we found the crown resting on a Draugr's head. We killed the Draugr and sneakily placed the crown into Hadvar's pockets. Oh, rewind a little bit too. I got the ebony claw in here. It was needed to open a door to progress to the Draugr. That's another good find. Now that the crown is safely in Hadvar's pockets, we can go back to Solitude and talk to General Tullius. The game thinks we're giving him the crown, and we can complete the quest. Next, he wants me to deliver a note to the Jarl of Whiterun because he's worried Ulfric is planning to attack his town. But first, let's go pay Hadvar a visit in Riverwood. He should now have traveled to his hometown Riverwood and is unaware of the crown being in his inventory. All I have to do is sneak it back out and it's mine for the keeping. It looks awesome and has quite a bit of defense. Fits with my Daedric armor too, I'd say. Let's get that letter back to the Jarl. He's not so sure about the situation, and asks I give his axe to Ulfric. Apparently, if it's accepted, then there'll be no drama. But if it's returned, then the poop is about to hit the fan. Over in Windhelm, Ulfric says he doesn't want his stupid axe. Well, I do, you ungrateful SOB. I took it back to Whiterun to let him know the decision, and picked the axe back out of his inventory. It's uniquely named, and will look great next to all of my other miscellaneous items I'm hoarding. The Stormcloaks were not far behind us, and are now attacking the city. Ulfric's nowhere to be seen, but his boys are everywhere to be seen. Trying to break through the city walls, but they didn't even make it to lower the bridge. I kept them back nicely, and completed the defend the city quest without breaking a sweat. Speaking of sweat, or not really, I smacked a cat across the map for a second time in the playthrough, and showed off the Dragged Crown to General Tullius. He's oblivious, and couldn't care less I have the symbol of power. He sended me to the Rift to conquer. Let's take the carriage. In true Riften fashion, I spent the day plotting, bribing, and stealing in the Thieves' Den corner of the map. It went well. Not anything worth mentioning collected, but it went well. All we have to do now is take over a fort, and the Rift is ours. Fort Greenwall is up, but first I'm checking if there's anything fun to keep at the Riften camp. Other than the saw, used to do God knows what to the injured people, I couldn't find anything interesting. On my way, I got into a fight with a Spriggan and some of Riften's wildlife. It wasn't an overly hard battle, but my horse fled the aggression, and I, for the life of me, can't find it. Had to run with my legs into the fort, like all of the other horseless Imperial peasants. It's okay, I'll get him back when we use a carriage to travel somewhere. He'll just pop into the area with me then. These quests are some of the easiest I can do at this point in my character's lifespan. The Stormcloaks are at most a 2-shot kill if we spam power attacks. Unguarded soldiers are a 1-tap. The fort's ours, along with the entirety of the Riften area. Let's get back up to Solitude so we can show off our Jagged Crown to Tullius again. When I arrived, I spent what was left of the day mostly trading with merchants here. A round of doing that at towns gives us a silly amount of gold. This trip was over 12k gold, and that's without trading with the court wizard, who's off eating people, likely. Made sure to get a candlelight up in front of Tullius. Maybe he didn't see the crown last time. He didn't seem to care. Up next to take is Winterhold. I'm here in Winterhold's camp. I got my fort orders and checked the camp for collectibles I didn't find. This quest felt weird. I'm not sure if I had it glitch or I was just being silly. I barely paid attention to the dialogue, so that's probably why, but the quest normally has you bust into a fort from a hidden trapdoor out back, and then free the imprisoned Imperials to help take the fort. But the Imperials are not hidden outside the fort, waiting for me. They're inside it. Talking to them has the Stormcloaks that were supposed to be here waiting, spawn randomly and start a fight. But then the game directs you to the secret trapdoor outside. To release the Imperials to help fight. They gear up and leave the fort to help with absolutely nothing, because I'd already killed the Stormcloaks. Tried getting the crown up in Tullius's face this time around. Screw this guy. He doesn't care for my gloating. All he cares for is me regaining Markov for foolishly giving it to Ulfric in the last part to off the Imperials for trying to kill me for no good reason. Which feels like a pretty good reason for me to do what I did. Markov's camp is nestled between the mountains of the Reach. They want me to help recover Fort Sunguard with them. Checked once more for a memento of the camp, but found nothing to suffice. The blood of my Daedric sword at the fort will have to do. It's collected a lot of suffering over the 172 days, and I plan to keep it up. Well, at least for now. I might switch my main weapon up soon, especially with the amount of skills I want to get maxed level. We should switch things up when two-handed hits 100 again. I got it to level 81 while here, so it shouldn't take that long. The fort's ours, once again alongside the Reach. I can't help it. Every time I see my ingredients I'm growing are ready for harvest, I just gotta harvest it. It's like when you gotta go to the doctors as a child, and you have no choice but to play up for your parents when you're there. It's gotta be done. Who's Igmund? And why does he want me to return to him? Looks like he's in Markov. Now I'm intrigued if I should know him by name. The harvest continued on into day 173, and I got alchemy to a legendary skill for a massive 6 times. We're about 10 seconds away from finding out who Oghma is. See, I'm in Markov's Understone Keep, and whoever it is on his way to me as we speak. Oh, it's the Jarl. I guess he's happy we regained the joint. I got the Blade of the Reach, and I'm the new Thane of the city. We'll collect the rest of the blades after we've taken Windhelm, and got a home there. Which, by the way, Tullius says Ulfric's hometown is up next. Rode over to Windhelm, and aimed for the camp from there. Rickett tells me we have a fort to take before we can take the city. The fort's name is Fort Amal. Just gotta slay this dragon real quick. I've not gotten as many dragon bones in this video as I did the last video, so I'll take these ones to help rack the numbers up. Sorry, giant. I need to pump two-handed too. Speaking of pumping, I went on into the fort and didn't just kill the Stormcloaks, but I also killed the Imperials. Yup, it's not a crime if they die in battle at these forts by my hands. And it's easy experience for the two-handed skill. There's absolutely no consequences for the bad I'm doing here. It's great.
We're taking the city. Meet the soldiers gathering for the attack. Move it!
Today's the day. It's day 176, and Windhelm's going to belong to the Legion. I met at the gates of the city with the other soldiers and Tullius rallying them with a speech. This quest can be hard on legendary difficulty. You have to rush through the city and not stay in the same place because Stormcloaks will just keep on spawning if you don't push. But with this character, I'm in no rush. We're leveling two-handed, and I'm not struggling to stay alive, so I'm taking my sweet time. They're actually not spawning in quick enough for the build. Smacked the poop out of this guy at the door and went in to confront Ulfric's Stormcloak. Lined everyone up and knocked them all down like pinballs with a shout. Spammed Ulfric with power attacks and took Galmar down with just 2 hits. Ulfric wants to die by the Dragonborn's hands. I get given Tullius's vampire sword that we won't talk about too much, and I give Ulfric his final blow. I'll keep this weapon, along with Ulfric's cloves. The questline's done, and the town's trashed. Let's come back tomorrow to buy that last house. Whiterun still seems to think it's under attack, by the way. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure they know what's going on. The fight's over. Returned home to unload. Got Ulfric's gear on display and put the sword I used to kill him in a box next to the mannequin. Oh, and his cowardice axe he dropped. Circled back around to Windhelm on day 177 to buy that home. It costs 12,000 gold, not including all of the upgrades I purchased for it. I got Eastmarch's blade while here too, so that's nice. This home could have been purchased sooner if I went with the Stormcloaks, but since it's not what we did, we had to beat the entire quest line. It's no bother because it's done now and needed to be done eventually anyways. The home's cleaned up and I head on in to check it out. It's pretty big and has a new housecarl in here looking after it for me. Bedrooms, enchanting, and storage rooms. The mannequins here are freaky and move occasionally. We won't actively be living here, so it doesn't matter to me, but I feel bad for my housecarl. Hopefully, he doesn't spook easily. That is every home in the game owned by me. I know the Hearthfire homes aren't fully upgraded yet, but I'll get to that later. We need to build up some amulets to complete all 3 of the cellar shrines, and I'm in no rush to do that. Made sure to sell things to all the merchants in town to try to recoup some of that gold I just spent on the home before I left. I mentioned going for the city blades next. Let's go to Falkreath to start doing just that. I know we haven't got this one yet because I have the quest to help the townsfolk. If we help 3 of them, then we'll become Thane and be rewarded the Blade of Falkreath. It's late and everyone's asleep. Or going to sleep.
Steel's good, but loyalty's better.
Okay. In the morning, I helped deliver some ashes for this guy to a priest of Archay in town. And I stole the ashes right back since they are uniquely named and I like them for my collection. The same priest of Archay wanted help getting his journal back he lost while he was exploring a cave. I've helped 2 people, so after this one, I'll be there for sure. The cave's near the town and is full of Spriggans. I'm eyeing up that journal for myself though. I took it from a chest and gave it back to the priest of Archay. And well, I stole it right back straight out of his pockets and got my Thane sword. I need to see what other ones I need to get. Looks like we have 6 out of 9 Thane blades. You can get 10 if you side with the Stormcloaks. You get 1 from Vignar if he becomes Thane. I got 2 on day 179. The one in Dawnstar is gotten by the same means as all of the others, helping out the people around the town. I'd invested 500 gold into the blacksmith's business, and to my surprise, that counts towards the objective. 2 down, 1 to go. And well, there's an alchemy store in town too, so I'm dumping 500 gold on the merchant and grabbing my Thane blade. They're pretty random items in both appearance and enchantments, so not much to talk about or fancy to look at. Riding over to Winterhold next. This one was another easy one. I helped persuade a drunk to pay off his tab. He didn't want to pay it off, and it was enough to get me over the line and get the Thane's blade from the town. We just have 1 left to get, and that one's Morthal's blade. I really struggled to find anyone needing help here. I'd already done 1 of the free helpful hand quests, and investing into a shop in town also some reason didn't count towards it. I ended up leaving the town for a mine down the road, and mined up some iron to sell for a measly 7 gold apiece. But I'm not here for the gold. That's something that'll get another number on the board. That's 2 quests out of 3 done. I'd also picked up a letter to deliver from the mines town too. I went to deliver it to this lady in Solitude, but it didn't count. This one's a pain. I know there's a brawl to do in Morthal that counts, but I can't find the guy we had to fight when I was over there. Oh, I found him on the way back to the inn in town, but the weather had me go in to warm up before fighting him, and when I went back out to talk to him, he was nowhere to be seen again. Don't mind me. Just standing here, hoping to catch him walking by. There he is. Made sure my follower was left at the inn so he doesn't get involved in the fight and offered the brute a brawl. The fight went on for a long time with us playing in legendary difficulty and our unarmed attacks not doing much damage. I have no doubt I could win any brawl in the game with the massive health pool we're walking around with, so all's good. I also totally forgot about my follower at the inn after this fight, by the way. He's not leaving that place for a solid week or so. I win the fight and made a 3rd friend in the hold, meaning I can get the last Thane's weapon. I'll store them all in this cupboard at my watch, but that is all of them in my collection. I even like that I got the glitched one, honestly. Now looking at the empty displays, trying to decide what to do next. Maybe Nettlebane. Nettlebane's gone from a quest you start in Whiterun's Temple of Kinnereth. Danica Purespring here wants help healing the tree in town. It's a cut from the Elder Gleam, and maybe we can heal it with some Elder Gleam sap. I need a special blade to cut the tree called Nettlebane. Hagraven, to the south, was hoarding the knife, and it's easy to take from the beast. I returned with the blade and was told where to find the Elder Gleam. A man overhears the conversation and asks to come along. So we go, but not to the tree just yet. I went to Windhelm since it's not far from here. Sold a load of things, and rested up in my home in town before going off. There's a couple ways to do this quest. So you find the cave housing the tree and explore its beauty to find some roots blocking our way. We use the blade to make a path through the roots and to the top of the tree. You either take some sap, or you talk to the guy who wants to come along. He has another way he thinks would work. Instead of using sap to heal the tree, we'll just ask the Elder Gleam for help. I missed it because I was looting, but the guy got the tree to provide a sapling. A sapling I'd hoped to take for myself, but handing it in, it's not pickpocketable, sadly. We do, however, get to keep the dagger called Nettlebane. The tree in town is now supposed to change appearance as we go throughout our playthrough. It'll look less dead, hopefully, and more pink. I got Nettlebane on display. I think we'll continue to go after some daggers. Skull of Corruption's got a mind of its own, and keeps ending up on the floor, by the way. As for daggers, the Keenan is next. It's gotten from a quest starting up in Winterhold. Oh, there's a revered dragon. These are some of my favorites to look at. It's between these and the Dragonborn DLC ones that look a little bit like the Lord of the Rings Fell Beast. This guy was also one of the tougher dragons I'd faced for sure. Cost me some potions, but it's dead, and its drops are mine for the Dragon Drops barrel. This mage is the mage we need to talk to start that quest for the dagger. He's wanting some Dwemer cogs, of all things. 10 of them, to be specific. I went back to Alfdend once more, but not for the last time. The enemies have respawned, and I got a total of 7 cogs before making it to Blackreach, which I didn't go into, by the way. I'm still avoiding it. Just here, cooking my horse on some fire. Not really. I parked him on some fire to keep warm. It's like a hot water bottle, but absolutely not acceptable to do in real life. Instead of pushing to Blackreach, I went to Mazolf, where the enemies had not yet respawned, for some reason, and found the remaining 3 cogs needed for the quest. Let's get the cogs back to the mage at the college. The quest is all about Arniel trying to reveal the mystery behind the sudden disappearance of the Dwemer, if you're curious. I'm not really curious. I just want the cool looking dagger. Now he wants help getting an item from another fellow college mage called Enther. You encounter this guy during the Thieves Guild questline too, but for now he wants us to retrieve a particular staff from Sunderstone Gorge in return for the item Arniel needs. It's close to Falkreath, so it's a ways from here. Riding on over, but little did I know I was walking into the hardest fight I'd had in a long time. Harder than that revered dragon we faced just now. I did get this cool hood and robes. I never seen this hood before. It's got a skull mask going on. I won't wear it since it doesn't have an armor rating, but it's a cool find. Now for the trouble. See, I didn't have a boatload of healing potions left, and the mages inside the gorge were jacked up on magic juice, giving me a really hard time. I died a lot, and I'd not encountered problems like this for a while. I tried shouting at them to get some crowd control going on. It helped, but they still got the better of me more times than I cared to admit. Eventually picked off some and quick saved to save progress. Then shouted this last one. Then shouted this last one, knocking it to the ground, and got lucky with a few power attacks taking it down. After these 2 mages here, I ran out of healing potions altogether. Well, I have like 1 ultimate healing potion, but that's it. With that in mind, this last room wasn't looking good at first. But the mages here had a lot less health than the previous ones, and I didn't need much healing. I got the staff and a word of power from the word wall. I'd like to collect all of these someday too. It's day 188, and I'm back at the college with the staff. I'm hoping to keep it for myself. Or along the lines of picking the item out of his pockets after the quest was done, but he just didn't take the staff from my inventory in the first place. I'm not sure why, but I'll take it. He gave me a gem. The gem's what the other mage wanted from him. Now I'm given a fire spell, and I'm told to place the gem into these chests scattered around Skyrim and heat the dwarven boxes. What am I doing? I have no idea. I'm just doing what I'm told for now, and I'm not even sure what I'm being told. I had to do this in 2 different locations in 3 different chests out of a possible 5 different ones to choose from. I had a little trouble with a mage at the last one again, but I got it done in the end. This made me decide to go sort out my potions real quick. And when I say real quick, I mean within a 24-hour period. I'm hitting up all of my homes to collect my ingredients to craft more potions, and doing general business around Skyrim. I'm not even sorry anymore. I never really was. The Falkreath home was first, and then I rode on past Whiterun to the home between there and Dawnstar to collect. Then over to the farm to gather what's here and get my passive pay from what the farm's earned. 6,090 gold. I love coming here. I did realize I'd left Belrand, my follower, at the inn in Morthal around this point, so while passing the town to get to Morthal's home, I stopped at the inn, but he's nowhere to be seen. He must have gotten bored waiting. Didn't know they could do that. I'm gonna go check if he's at Solitude, where you normally find him, just in case I misplaced him somewhere else. There he is, and he wants another 500 gold to be hired. I guess our time together, my friend, is for now over. Got the last home harvested and crafted up some potions back at Watch. I got to level 74 today. We get a lot less XP than we used to doing this, but it's still a nice boost for doing something that gets us both plenty of gold and a way of healing. Made it back to the College of Winterhold early hours the next day with the gem after it being cooked in various boxes from around the map. By the looks of things, I can't keep it by pickpocket. And I also can't progress the quest any further until I leave the college and come back in a few days. At least, according to Reddit user 75842. I'm hopeful we'll get the dagger before time runs out in the video. It's a nice one to look at from what I've seen on Google Images. I spent some time doing things like killing dragons to collect up their drops. I've still kept every single bone and scale I've had from dragons, and I refuse to use or sell any of them. I got a word of power where this one rested along with its soul. Business day, day 191. trying to make up some gold, especially after spending a lot on training two-handed with Vilcus at Whiterun. I don't need to train this, but it's speeding up moving on to a new kind of weapon and skill tree. I kinda regret making two-handed legendary and not starting with one-handed or even archery, but here we are. We'll get there in the end. I got my gold up past 200,000 gold today. A fifth of the way to a million gold. Something I've never done without glitches before in Skyrim. Multitasking the next few days, I ticked every quest in the quest tracker to do with either clearing or slaying for a couple of reasons. One, to kill time for that next quest objective for the Keenan to appear, level up two-handed skill, loot amulets for the shrines in the Hearthfire home cellars, which I found none of, by the way. Spoilers. Oh, and we'll be doing some werewolf skill leveling. That's more than a couple of reasons, I guess. I cleared out this cave of bandits on day 192. Took out some giant kneecaps too. I feel bad, but it's in my miscellaneous objectives quest list to take them out for a bounty, so they gotta go. A dragon got taken down today too. It's very cold up here, so I have a lot less health to work with, but a lot less is still a lot for our level 70 plus character. It was a really busy day. Even some Forsworn got messed with. The tiniest little camp I've seen in the game, and I kinda love it. Ah, this was for our buddy Igmund. Gave me a nice chunk of gold for that one too. That was like 2 Forsworn killed, and I got 1,500 gold for doing it, versus the 100 gold I got for taking down a freaking dragon earlier. Continued my quests to do, well, all of what I said about 2 seconds ago. Killing giants and mammoths, leveling up two-handed. Day 194 was the werewolf leveling day. I don't find leveling the beast overly fun, I will say. I love a lot of things about this game, but this just feels like a chore. It's a big reason why I've been avoiding it and just doing little bits with it throughout the whole video, basically. Especially when there's, like, no more fun skills for me to get in the tree. The ones I'm after now are for the other totem powers, and I'm already using this one for the double red werewolf summon, and I won't be changing it up. I'll be glad when this grind's over. But the grind doesn't end today. I spent a while killing all sorts of things for hearts, and I did get one level up, taking Totem of Terror, so Werewolf Howl of Terror affects even higher level creatures, leaving just one more skill left to get in the tree. But then, I lost the perk because I'd not been saving regularly throughout the night, and flippin' died to a mage using Ice Storm, resetting me back to a good bit before I got enough hearts to level up. I was made to do it all again, and it was demotivating to say the least. I'll get that level back, and I'll do the final one after I've had a break from the beast form in a few days or so. Let's go see if we can get that Keenan weapon instead. I walked the bridge, worried I'd have to wait even more time and not have time to get the Keenan in this video. But he has new dialogue for us to go through. Enther is once again withholding an item he needs for his experiment. Talking to Enther, he says he's not gatekeeping items, but the delivery guy just hasn't showed up yet. I got told where to go looking for the delivery guy, over near the rift.
You're not listening to me. I don't have it.
I'm not sure I've ever got the Keenan. It looks really nice from what I've seen online, and I can't wait to get it. It's in Tolvold's cave. It's littered with trolls to kill, and I figured the delivery guy got pulled in here by one and is as dead as a dead person. But there is the Keenan. This thing looks very unique, and holy crap, that's a Falmer. I walk back to the college and reluctantly hand over the Keenan to the mage so he can do his experiment. Again, he's trying to reveal what happened to the dwarves and how they randomly just disappeared. He swings at the soul gem we got over and over with the Keenan until there's an explosion and he disappears, leaving the Keenan on the floor and giving me a brand new spell. The Keenan is ours, along with a spell that allows us to summon a shade of that mage we'd been helping the entire time. We were cutting it close. Day 196, I managed to get it. I was getting worried about it. Let's go home to my watch and get this booty on display. That's 4 daggers up on the dagger hangers out of 6. We could maybe get another one today if we're lucky. This one, I have no idea how to say its name, but it's the one you get through doing the Master Alteration spell quest. We have that gear we made previously to make Candlelight be easier to cast through leveling, and I'm strapping the boots one more time to boost the skill to 100. You could do the Master spell quests when you get a mage skill above level 90, sitting in Solitude, in a well-populated area to light up the screen with Detect Life so we can get the skill shot up in no time. Easy XP, maxing out the skill while trying to get a hold of a unique item. That's level 100. And I'm totally at the screen right now. Not just eating takeout while something heavy's putting pressure on my mouse. I'd not lie, I'm a pretty honest fella. Just like Tolfdir. Pretty stand-up guy, just like myself. I ask him if there's anything else to learn about alteration magic.
Well, I've been working on something. An improvement on the Ebony Flesh spell.
He wants me to use a special blade. The blade I want to hang on my wall, that is, to get some fancy dragon heart scales to help him finish his work on a new flesh spell. We can find the blade at... Hang on, there's another revered dragon. Been finding lots of dragons lately. Much more than the first half of the video. These guys are tough. And this specific one is dead. Take that, sucker. The blade's at another entrance at Labyrinthian. Not been here for a while. Draga to kill, and oh crap, I'm dead. Got my revenge, and found the blade in a chest in the dungeon. It looks like some other blades in the game, but it's uniquely named, and has a place on my wall. We need the heart scales from a dragon. There's one not far from Labyrinthian, on a mountain. Very basic dragon with like no health to take down. Killed it, and used the blade to carve out the heart scales for Tolfdir. Let's get back. Right after we use our beast form to get the final level. I'd been putting it off, but we're really running out of time here, and I want the last perk before the end of the video so I can be done with the werewolf shenanigans. Spent a silly amount of time eating a silly amount of animal hearts until I got the perk from a poor mud crab not far from Whiterun. And took the Totem of Predator perk, so Werewolf Totem of the Hunt Howl has extended range and shows whether the targets are not in combat. Searching or actively in combat. I won't be using that totem, so I don't really care, but we have the skill tree maxed out and I couldn't be happier. Well, I could be. My partner's practically forcing me to eat seafood lately. I wish he'd stop and let me cook some crap. It's day 200, and I'm just about to turn in the quest to Tolfdir. We get the Dragonhide Spell Tomb, and are able to keep the blade for my collection. I took one last ride home to store the items I have on my person, and to admire what we'd accomplished in the last 100 days. Got the heart scale blade up on the wall and put away all of my things. I had a lot on my person, but we added a lot to the collection today. There's a lot of wall displays filled. We'd got a few more dragon claws, and all but the skeleton key for the Daedric artifacts. Oh, and I guess the ones we couldn't get through choices made. We ended the Stormcloak Rebellion, and have the clothes its leader wore up on a mannequin with the blade we slayed him with neighboring his own blade. We got every single Thane blade and axe, along with many, many gems added to the gem safe. An insane amount of unique and personal items in the miscellaneous box. I split the tomes from the books too. We got the regular books, notes, and journals in here. Next door's bookshelf has all of the tomes, since there isn't enough room on the display shelves for all, so I just stored them all in here. I got my character level to 76, and pumped a load of skills up pretty good. This is only the beginning. There will be a part 3, and all of the parts will be linked in the description when they become available. Thank you so much for watching. I had an absolute blast with this one. And yeah, you guys take care. I'll see you around.